Walid Phares. He is the author of The Coming Revolution, The Struggle for Freedom in the Middle East. And he joins us now. Walid, thank you for joining us. Did you see this coming? Was it only a matter of time, this uprising?
I can't believe what my hands have written. The book was published in December. It projected a series of revolts ending in revolutions. We saw, of course, what happened in Tunisia and now what's happening in Egypt. And I'm keeping an eye on Yemen, on Jordan, and potentially other places. Seeing it happening in details, no. But looking at the trends of civil society and also the other organized movements, yes, and it is happening right now in front of our eyes.
Some are saying what this now looks like is that Mubarak is gone, that he will not, return to power. Others say, oh, not so quickly. Egypt is very different from these other nations that, have seen uprisings and governments move out like Tunisia. What's your assessment?
I think both are correct, the both assessment, but you've got to put them together. The political future of Mubarak, meaning his son, that's clear. I don't think the Egyptian majority, the popular majority, is going to accept to vote for him, let alone if he's going to be a candidate. As for the president and the army and the security forces and the political establishment of Egypt, that's a heavy machinery. It's not like Tunisia or any other country in the Arab world. It will be there. There will be no immediate regime change and some sort of other regime coming quickly. What we see right now unfolding is a sort of a genome. It began a few days ago by civil society young people. It actually began, technically speaking, by a Facebook call for a demonstration. There were 80,000 people who showed their face. This is not something that was usually done in the Arab world. So in the beginning it was a civil society moving forward. Then in the third day you got the Muslim Brotherhood moving in, you've got the other radical organizations moving in, and of course some figures such as Al-Baradei and others trying to also come and say, well, we represent that protest movement.
Let me ask you this. When you predicted we might see this, what was your prediction based on? Was it escalating food prices? What was the one thing that would be the agitator?
The classical social scientists look always at the socioeconomics, there is no more job or little job or what have you. I look at different other aspects in addition to that. That is the expression of what youth in Egypt are now putting around, which was not there 20 years ago, 15 years ago. I looked at how they express themselves on internet, not just the English internet, but the Arabic internet inside Egypt. The formation of many, many more NGOs, non-government organizations, a lot of newsletters on the one hand. Also the growth of the Muslim Brotherhood in terms of penetration within various Egyptian society, and that was recipe for what we see today. The initial tidal wave is popular, is truly civil society. The problem is that they don't have a leader, meaning it's a movement which is leaderless, and that's why the radical organizations are going to kick in, try to hijack the movement and create other agendas.
You mentioned the Muslim Brotherhood. How worried should we be about that group? This is a group that, at least one member of the Brotherhood in the 50s, 60s, according to reports I have, developed the doctrine of jihad. Hamas has links to this group, an offshoot of the Brotherhood. That would be frightening to a lot of people. I mean, what's at stake with this group?
I mean, no doubt about it. The Muslim Brotherhood, Ikhwan al-Muslimin, which was founded in the mid-20s, is a seasoned, very smart, sharp, very well extended, deeply rooted, branched organization within Egypt and within the Arab world, and also it has branches within the West. The Muslim Brotherhood basically is the mothership of the so-called jihadist movement worldwide, meaning, as you said, exactly, offshoots of offshoots have created Hamas, Islamic Jihad, the NIF, FIS of Algeria, and of course one very known member of the Muslim Brotherhood, Ayman Zawahiri, is number 2 of Al-Qaeda. But the Muslim Brotherhood also work in terms of phase strategy. They're not going to be showing AK-47s running in the streets and doing violence because they know that the army will respond. What they're going to try to do is to hijack slowly this movement, and they have the backing of a lot of their members in the Arab media. And the Arab media is basically elevating the Muslim Brotherhood as the potential partner that Europe and the United States, Canada should be talking to. They're very smart and moving.
Okay, you're saying they're going to try and hijack the movement. You're talking about this movement. So in this crisis, this is an opportunity for them.
This is the historical opportunity. I mean, if you listen to either their bloggers or their major commentators in Arab TV, which I'm not going to be naming right now.
Right.
The whole strategy is there. It's basically they have been calling for, inciting for protests against Mubarak. Now, what they have said is very similar to what the youth in Egypt, who are not Muslim Brotherhood. I mean, you look at them, they don't look how the Muslim Brotherhood look in terms of slogan, in terms of movement. But these young people don't have politicians simply because the regime has eliminated their freedom. So now the regime is paying the price of not engaging with liberal elements, democratic element 20 years ago.
So Israel's watching this, and what do you think the conversation is there? They would have preferred to see Mubarak cement his power?
You know, when you are in Israel, you have a different prism than in the United States or in Europe or in Canada. The only most important prism is, will Camp David, the peace agreement between Egypt, which was created by the predecessor of Mubarak when Mubarak was vice president, the late President Anwar Sadat, and Israel, maintain peace between Egypt and Israel, and maintain actually peace in the region, in the Arab-Israeli conflict, for many decades. The idea in Israel that the Muslim Brotherhood or their allies will capture government, which is still remote from now because you still have the army, is something they, of course, going to be worried about. But that's a different reading from this side of the Atlantic, where the immediate important issue is to see Mubarak making sure to make concessions, economic, political concessions to the opposition. Otherwise, there will be a crumbling of the regime in Egypt.
So how do you see this unfolding then, Walid? I mean, if it's the military that gains temporary control, where does it go from there?
There is a race. It's important for the public in the West to understand the actual moving situation in Egypt. It's not something that will automatically lead to the next stage. You have demonstrations moving forward. I assess that there is no turning back. Those young people are not going back. On the other hand, the Muslim Brotherhood are moving to actually be presented as the next partner. You have elements such as al-Baradi and others who are also trying to come and say, we can be the transition. And Mubarak, as it was said on your show, is somewhat stubborn, and he doesn't want to show that he's going to quit and go like Ben Ali. So what we are left with now is an international intervention. And one of your experts said that clearly there should be an international coordination as we are speaking right now, to talk with Mr. Mubarak or his aides and tell him, look, your best chance will be to form an interim government, a transitional government, somebody who would represent the protesters, and making sure that the Muslim Brotherhood are not taking over the movement. That's the most important issue now.
All right, Walid Phares, author of The Coming Revolution, The Struggle for Freedom in the Middle East, joining us. Thank you.
Thank you.